Hello, everyone on YouTube, my Nintendo fanboy. I'm back here, as always. All right, this could be a long video, it could be a short video. I think it could be a long video, because I don't know, I tried it a couple times and I'm trying to get it right, because there's lots of stuff to talk about. And I haven't done a video like this, I don't know why, but I have been making videos about my disdain about, my hatred, even though it's a strong word, hatred or hate. But I hate digital and download codes, and obviously I've been doing that, and then just my rants on all that stuff, and my rants on streaming games, which is not reliable, because not everyone has a great internet connection, and video games are different than streaming movies because, well, video games are video games. Some of them are online, and if you want to play them online and you're streaming an online game, well, it's not going to keep up. So it's really weird. Even if online games are still hard to keep up with playing fighting games and Smash Brothers and all that stuff because you don't have dedicated servers and legs and all that stuff. So it's like, now think of streaming. It's like, geez, this is just like, I don't know. They try to do it with Resident Evil 7 on the Switch and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think they did that in Japan. It's only available in Japan. Resident Evil 7 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I think, on the Switch is streaming only in Japan still. And they think they got it right, but I don't know. So yeah, Resident Evil 7 is on Switch, but it's just not available to stream, in the US. And it's just unreliable. But I don't know. I don't have no idea. So yeah, you get my point. Digital download codes, all that junk. I just don't like it. I'm not going to talk too, I want to get to the point of this video. So I apologize if this opening is a little too long and kind of rambling, and I don't know. It's just rambling all over the place here, but I don't want to do that. But if I do, keep up with me. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, I hate digital. I hate download codes. Obviously the Switch has been struggling with the game cards because they're 32 gigs and not 64 gigs. So they're going to be rolling out those maybe sometime later this year. I don't know when. Sometime this year they're going to be doing that. So because there are other really big third-party games out there that just couldn't keep up, and they had to compress it or try. And Nintendo's really good at compressing their games. I mean, look at Smash. That's a huge game with a lot of content, tons of content, and they compress it really well. All their games. Look at Breath of the Wild. Like that game's massive. Not a fan of that game, but it's my least favorite Zelda game since in a while. But that game's massive, and they compressed it, and you don't have to do anything. It's just there. You know what I mean? Was there an update at first? I don't even remember. It wasn't big. It wasn't not like Mortal Kombat 11 where it's like a 15 gig update patch or whatever you want to fucking call it. Just what the hell? It's just so stupid. That was my last video, obviously, but yeah, like I said, if this is rambling, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna lose my train of thought here too once in a while. So, I hate when that happens. But yeah, I don't like download codes. I don't like any of these patches and day one updates and digital codes and download codes and the cloud, save your game. Everything is just so, it's just not good. I don't like it. I don't like it. Call me whiny, call me bitching. I don't care. I don't care. I don't like it. I'm going against the system. I'm a rebel. All right, I'm a rebel. If I don't choose to buy something, I'm not going to buy it for that reason. Because it's just, why should I give you money for that? It feels like I'm wasting my money. If I did do it, if I bought like the Mega Man collections on Switch or the Resident Evil stuff and all that stuff, like, it feels like I'm being a hypocrite if I did it. Even though I have it, it's right there, I can play it, but I don't like it. I don't like it because they're not giving me what I want. It's not reliable. It's half-assed. I don't like it. So you get my point on that. I don't like digital, whatever. I don't like digital. I don't like download codes. I don't like streaming games. I like all my physical. It's all there. Pop it in and play it. Whether it be a disc or cartridge, whatever. Now I get with the Switch where people, take their Switch, they travel a lot, and they just bring their Switch and they throw it in their backpack or their, Switch game case. There you go. Unzip your Switch game case, play your Switch. There you go. You're good to go. It's all loaded on there. You don't have to deal with anything. There's just a lot of, obviously, overpriced SD cards out there that I just don't want to do it. Some people call me cheap. I don't want to have to buy an SD card just to do an update, just for an update. Because I'm not going to be downloading a lot of games. I'm not, because I'm not going to do it. I don't believe in digital, and that's it. Especially for bigger games, modern games too. Not just classic games that are on the Switch eShop, but just smaller games, whatever. Obviously, not every indie game can be physical, so it's impossible to do that. They can't afford to do all that. So, especially with the Switch game prices, Switch game card prices. So I'm not talking about digital. I mean, we've been getting a lot of remasters and ports this generation. This generation has seen so many ports. Ever since the Wii U, Xbox One, and PS4 came out, now we have the Switch. This whole entire generation, we've been getting so many remasters. It's like the remaster generation. It really is. I'm not going to name drop every single game that's coming out. Maybe I won't even name drop any, but you get my point. I'm sure there's some games rolling around in your head. Tons of remakes. Even remakes too, not just remasters and ports, but remakes. Just crap. Just tons of crap. I don't mean crap isn't bad, but just tons of stuff. So, I mean, look at the Switch. We've been getting games on the Switch that you would never expect. You would never expect some of these games to be on the Switch, like Final Fantasy. Look at all those Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy VII is on a Nintendo system. That's huge. That would have been huge 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if it was on the Wii or Wii U or something like that. But it's on the Switch. Or even the 3DS, if they wanted to port on the 3DS, because they could have done it. Maybe, I don't know, if they could have run on there. But, yeah, like, those games are not, obviously, Final Fantasy, I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan here, so I'm not going to act like I am. But they have 10 and 10-2, that's on the Switch. 12, I think, is coming to the Switch. World of Final Fantasy. Some Chocobo Adventure, Everybody, that's on the Switch. I mean, there's just tons of Final Fantasy on there, man. Like, it's just crazy. Surprised they went, port Crystal Chronicles on there for people that want that. So yeah, you have tons of Final Fantasy in there. Even games that don't even have physical copies, games that are just like Turok. Turok was on the N64, obviously, but yeah, you have Turok on the Switch. Okay, put that on there. One of the Assassin's Creed games is coming to the Switch. I think 2 of them. I don't know. I think it's the third one. Remaster of the third one, and I think it's Brotherhood. I don't know which one. I think those are it. So you get my point. Tons of games. Sega Ages, Neo Geo, Nintendo Versus. So games that you would never expect to play. Nintendo Versus is not really a big deal, but kind of is, because those games were never on the Wii Virtual Console or the 3DS or Wii U or any Nintendo system shop. Any digital shop. So that's really cool. They're just the multiplayer, I guess, versions of those games. That's what Nintendo Versus is. They're only available in the arcades in Japan or something like that. So, that's really cool. So you get my point. You get what this video is about. Obviously, you know by the title. So it's obviously you have to talk about the big thing that's happening, and that is plug and play systems. Can't forget about that. So plug and play systems, we've been getting a lot of those too, like the NES and Super Nintendo. They finally got it right. Good emulation. Obviously, plug and play systems are just pieces of plastic that look like the system that you grew up with the emulation inside there and a limited amount of games. So obviously, people have been modding them and putting games on them, and an entire NES library on the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic. They've been putting tons of games on there. But you get my point though. They're not crappy plug-and-play systems anymore. They're cool to have on your shelf. They're cool to turn on and play some games. They're awesome to buy for your kids or your whatever, nephews and nieces, whatever kids and young kids that never play these games. It's good to buy those things for them because they never played them. It's an outlet to play. So it's really awesome to play those and to have them and to collect them. And they're not crappy third-party stuff anymore with crappy parts and emulation. I remember one of the Sega Genesis from At Games was like, they had wireless controllers, which is like, that's crappy, and they barely connected, and it's just disconnected all the time. It's just crap. I don't know. Now we're finally getting a good Sega Genesis system. We're getting, obviously, there's a Neo Geo International out there. There's Commodore 64, which is it's just weird. That's weird. The Neo Geo International looks appealing to me, but is it a waste? Kind of is. I don't know. I'm not a big Neo Geo guy. I didn't really grow up with those games. Same with TurboGrafx 16. Those types of systems. I just don't identify. It would be cool to have though. Commodore 64. That's way out of my, I don't know, wheelhouse. That's just kind of weird. I don't know. I'm just not really into that. But it's cool to see that though. You just get my point. So do you see where this video is? Like I said, you read the title, so you know what this video is about. It's about video game preservation and saving games. Saving video games. Movies and TV shows and books, that's easy because it's just there. Like I'm not a big book reader or read novels, but if you want your favorite novel, it's there. Go to Barnes & Noble or read it on your Nook and Kindle. It is there. Whatever book you want, thousands and thousands of books from your favorite author or whatever. They always re-release them. So you're going to be reading Harry Potter for the rest of your life. You're good with Harry Potter, or you know what I mean, any book, Stephen King, they have them. They have them out there, so you're fine. Same with movies and TV shows. We have streaming, Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, and all these streaming services are coming out. Look at Disney Plus. You can watch all your favorite Disney movies, Marvel movies, Star Wars is going to be on there forever because they own them. Just like when Netflix exclusive shows, they have those on there forever. To watch Stranger Things, you can watch that until day you die, till your face turns blue. You can watch those shows and movies. And even Shudder, there's a Shudder, which is just for horror movies, which I don't have. I don't have all the streaming services. I just have Netflix and Hulu. But I mean, there's the Funimation app where you can watch anime. Anime is obviously has their presence on Netflix and Hulu. Tons of anime on there. So from movies, TV shows, which is cartoons and anime, no matter what it is, we're so spoiled nowadays. With the touch of a button, you can watch anything, almost anything. Not really. So we're good on that front when it comes to movies and TV shows and cartoons and anime and books and all that stuff for books. But for movies and TV shows, you're good. But with video games though, it's trickier. It really is. It's tricky because there are so many things that come into play here. I mean, you have the digital shops that can shut down, and you're kind of fucked. You have games that are digital, that are online only, that don't have a single player component. There's no single player campaign in those games. So once the server shut down, your game is useless. Your disc is useless. It's a coaster or whatever you're playing on, Switch game card. I mean, I don't care what it is. The game is useless. Unless it has a local multiplayer mode on there, you're fine. Okay, it's fine. Or if say the online shuts down, but you have a single player mode, that can only get you so far. Maybe, I don't know. But we're talking about online games here that are, you know what I mean? Like, how long are these going to be able to last? Like, how long? Like, you can't. If you can't play with people, it's useless. Look at Friday the 13th. There's a Friday the 13th game out there. Once they shut those servers down, that game is useless. Overwatch is the single player? I know it's online only, right? Yeah, I think it's online only. You get my point though, like that these games are once they shut those servers down, which they probably won't for Overwatch for a while. But Friday the 13th, I'm just trying to think of games out there that are online only. And obviously Fortnite's huge right now, and that's single player, and that'll be around for a while, maybe. I don't know. I mean, look at Mario Maker. Mario Maker doesn't have a single player. That game's not even a game. It's just a level editor thing. So just make levels, and once they shut the servers down for Wii U, you can't play. You can't share levels anymore with the first game. That's it's good with that they're doing a new one. I thought maybe it would be a remaster. What am I saying? I thought it would maybe be a port of the Wii U on the Switch, or the first game, but they're doing Mario Maker 2. So that comes into play too. If it's an online only game, and they shut those servers down, it's done. So you have that, and then you have games out there that are mainly licensed games. So they're not made from they're not they're licensed games. Games that are based on movies or TV shows or whatever, cartoons, anime. If they're on the Switch, if there's no physical version of it and it's only on the digital shop, and once they take it away, once the rights go away, you can't play it anymore. And I know a game that a lot of people bring up, and that is Scott Pilgrim. The Scott Pilgrim game, you can't play it anymore. You can't play it anymore unless they put it out there. I don't know who developed that game. I should look it up on Wikipedia. But so there's that too. Games that run out of rights, you can't play them anymore. And that sucks. I'll get to that soon here, or I'll get to that right now. I'm trying to think here. I mean, you have streaming games out there. The Xbox One Game Pass 2. You also have that, which, like I said, I don't like streaming games, but I don't know. Yeah, but I'm gonna get to, when I close this video, I have 2 questions to ask you. But I'm gonna get to this, and then is games that you play from your childhood that you can't play anymore. What are games that you played that from your childhood that you can't play anymore? Okay, I'm 30. All right, I don't care. I'll share my age. I don't know why people are so insecure about sharing their age, but yeah, I'm 30. I'll be 31 soon, a couple months. So I'm from the early 90s. That part where the Super Nintendo and the Genesis were battling it out. I was a little kid when that was happening. And obviously NES people are still playing their NESs and whatever, their Atari maybe, I don't know. Arcade was still very big. Arcade was still, it was dying, but it was really big. So there are games that I played on the NES that I just can't play anymore. Even on Super Nintendo and Genesis, there are some of their licensed games, like Felix the Cat. I don't know if anyone's ever played Felix the Cat before. I love that game. It's one of my favorite platformers. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game so much. Like I said, these are random games. So, Wrath of the Black Manta. I don't know if anyone's heard of that game. I believe that's from Taito. I don't know who developed Felix the Cat. I don't remember that. Oh yeah, that was Hudson. That was Hudson Soft, I believe, that developed Felix the Cat. So yeah, I mean, some of these games are just not playable. I don't know how they found the rights. Is it Konami owed Hudson Soft? I don't remember. But yeah, Felix the Cat, Wrath of the Black Manta. There's a couple games on NES that I just can't play anymore because they're just not. There's no demand for it, and it's just kind of lost in that time. You know what I mean? Like, unless you don't have the cart, you're kind of fucked. With the actual real game, you're shut out of luck, or if you want to play it overpriced to buy it again. So yeah, there's also another game on NES, which is not really that great, but I played it when I was a kid. There's numerous games that I played on the NES. I'm sure you did too, that you just can't play anymore. They're rare games. They're very expensive too. It's called Circus Caper. I don't remember that. This dates me. It really does. Like, I never shared this stuff before on video, but yeah, like Circus Caper, Wrath of the Black Manta. I mean, there's countless games. There's a racing game on the NES that I played. It's called Ferrari Challenge or something like that. Never played. Can't play it again. Never will, probably. I don't expect to. You know what I mean? Like, Ferrari Challenge. I don't know why I loved it so much when I was a kid. When you're a kid, you just love everything. Probably not a great game, but kind of. It's a good racing game. But there is just other games out there that I just love, like the Power Rangers games. You can't play Power Rangers games anymore. The beat 'em up game, the one that's based off the movie, and then there was another. And then there was a fighting game. Then there was a racing game based off the Power Rangers Turbo racing game. Those 4 games, those 4 Power Rangers games, you can't play anymore. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, did they remaster one of the Turtles games? I think it was Turtles in Time, Turtles 4. I don't know about 1, 2, and 3. Can you play those games anywhere else, or did you ever 360 or PS3? I don't even know anymore. So, yeah, that's scary. Like, I'm trying to prove a point here that, you can't play those old games anymore. You can't. Movies from the 20s and 30s, you can watch. You can watch old. I don't know about silent movies. I don't know about that, but you can watch old movies. They have them on DVD and Blu-ray. They have them on streaming sites. Fuck, they have old Godzilla movies you can watch, but you can't play a game from the late 80s, early 90s as a licensed game like Power Rangers or Turtles or Felix the Cat. Like, I can't play Felix the Cat. Like, that's a licensed game. Those are all licensed games. Look at Lion King, Aladdin, all those Disney games. We did get Disney Afternoon Collection, obviously, which is still not on the Switch, which I have no idea why. Why is that not on the Switch? I have no fucking idea why the Disney Afternoon Collection is on the Switch. Maybe they'll bring one on the Switch Online. They don't have any licensed games on the Switch Online for the NES games. I don't think so. But yeah, Lion King, Aladdin, Toy Story. Like, I love the Toy Story game. But again, these games are not playable. You can't play them anymore. Castle of Illusion, can you? Didn't they remake that? I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on some of these, but I know the Power Rangers games you can't play anymore. Lion King, and I don't think you can. I'm not sure. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything about, like, yeah, we're remastering it, or here it is. It's on their Xbox Live or PSN or whatever. I don't think so. So there are just games that are lost to time that you can't play anymore, and that is sad. So you can watch old movies from the 20s and 30s, but you can't play these games. If you're watching this and you're a little bit younger, or maybe you're way younger than me, maybe by 10 years, and you didn't grow up in that era where video games were just different, and it was the olden times. It was the old Western times of games where it was just, they were trying to figure out the industry. They were really trying to figure out the industry and how it all works. And a lot of these games, like I just mentioned, all those games that I name dropped, they're lost to rights. Legal issues and all that stuff, you just can't play them anymore. So I'm sure that's still happening now, but I don't know when you grew up. I'm sure there's probably games that you can't play anymore. Maybe they are. I don't know. So yeah, how do you preserve games? Preservation, video game preservation. It's really important. I listened to a couple podcasts a while back. They were talking about, I think IGN was doing something like that. The people on there were talking about preservation. And I was thinking about this video while I was in the shower, because that's where I get my ideas from. I know a lot of people get ideas from the shower. They make fun of that. Shower ideas. I was like, what's my next video? Because there's not a lot going on that I really want to do. Not a lot that interests me right now. Nothing big from Nintendo front of things. So, and yeah, preservation. How do you preserve it? And then, okay, that's the first question. How do you preserve games in a good way where you can play those old games, where it's almost like movies and TV shows where you can watch it? You know what I mean? Like on Netflix and Hulu, you can watch The Twilight Zone. You can watch any TV show out there. The old Twilight Zone show. You can watch anything. That's, obviously that's nothing new. They have TV shows and movies on there. Yeah, Twilight Zone, what are old shows and TV shows and movies on there? You can watch anything. It's crazy. Like, Unsolved Mysteries is on Hulu. That's crazy. Like, not all the seasons though, but you get my point. And then Disney, all these apps, all these streaming services. Like, look at the Disney Plus app. You can watch all these Disney movies, Marvel movies, Star Wars. They own Fox now. Disney owns the whole world. All right, they're gonna own you soon. So they're gonna buy everything. They're gonna buy Warner Brothers and Lionsgate and Paramount. They're gonna buy everything. So maybe not. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But they own The Simpsons. They own everything Fox. Do they own Aliens? I think, yeah, they own everything. They own Predator. Will that be on there? I don't know about that. Yeah, they own Deadpool. They own X-Men. I mean, when you look at the Disney Plus app, you can watch anything that's saved on there. I understand there's people out there still buy DVDs and Blu-rays and all that stuff, but I don't, because we have this. You can watch anything. With a push of a button, you can watch anything you want. So, and there's also another app out there, Shudder, which is just horror movies. It's just based off horror movies. I think that's kind of a waste, even though it's not that much. It's like $4 or $5 a month or $6 a month. I don't remember what it is. But they have horror movies on Netflix and Hulu. And all my movie channels. I have every single movie channel out there. So, I have HBO, I have Cinemax, I have Starz, I have all that stuff. So, and then there's Funimation. All these Disney, all these streaming sites do add up. They really do. So if you have Netflix, Hulu, that's already almost $20. That's almost $20 right there, because obviously Netflix up their price, Hulu lower their price. So, not everyone can afford all these streaming services or want to afford them, because it's just, getting a bit too much. And you're going to get bored by them too, because there's not a lot of variety on there, especially the Shudder app only has horror movies on there, so you're going to run out of ideas. You're going to run out of, movies to watch. Then you have the Disney one. I think does Boomerang have their own app? I don't know. I think that's like $6 a month or $5 just for Hanna-Barbera and old cartoons. So it's like, you can watch all that stuff, but you can't play old video games. You get my point that I'm trying to make. So I know this video is kind of long-winded. I get it, but I'm just trying to. It's a lot to talk about and a lot to unpack, because video game preservation is tricky. It's hard. So how do we save video games? You know what I mean? From that, how do we play old games? And I understand that you'll never get to play those old games ever again. Certain games you'll never get to play again, like the ones I just mentioned, like Power Rangers and Wrath of the Black Manta, Felix the Cat. I'm missing a lot that I grew up with. A lot of games I grew up with that you just can't play anymore unless you have the cart or whatever. Unless it works, I don't know. And if it doesn't, or if you don't own it, you're screwed. So preservation. Next question is, what games did you play when you were a kid that you can't play anymore? Name about 5, just a couple in the comments. So, anyways, peace out. More random videos coming soon. That's all. So, later. Bye.